Well, good day, Florida Softball Network fans, and welcome to the match between the Gators and the Weston Explosion 14U team. So, first pitch, Avilo working in the circle for the Gators. And that pitch is going to hit foul out of play on the left side. He's a swing and a miss for strike three, and the first batter for the Explosion goes down on strikes. So the first strikeout there for Avilo in the game. And first pitch gets fouled to the right side for strike one. Coming to you from Jensen Beach, Florida here in the Sailfish Splash Tournament. On a slight rain delay, running about 15 minutes or so behind schedule. And just that one got called a ball. Looked like it was the outside part of the plate, but here we go. Next pitch. Now it comes inside for a ball. Brings the count down to 2-2. Next pitch delivered is a swinging strike three and pops out of Peyton's glove, but she picks it up, throws it down to Haley at first base to then record the second out.
Now batting, number 28, Lola Kelly. Red don't stand my back. Strike don't stand my back. It don't stand my back. Red don't stand my back.
So that first pitch is a strike. Next pitch, strike two. So the batter here, number 28, Powers, finds herself quickly in the hole by a count of no balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to get hit over towards second base and makes its way into center field. A little overthrow by Fonzie there. But quickly recovered there by Kennedy at third base, holding the runner to a single. So a 2-out single there by Powers. And that brings to the plate number 7, Dominguez. There's a swing and a miss there for strike one. And that one's going to get past Peyton off the tip of her glove and make it to the cage, which, rather to the backstop, and allows the runner Powers to advance over to second base and in scoring position. That's in there for a strike. That brings the count now to 1-2 on Dominguez. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second base. And that's going to get hit to pitcher. Avelo handles it and records the 3rd out. So Gators able to get out of the top of the 1st inning, allowing no runs scored. And their first at-bats coming up here on the Florida Softball Network. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, we invite you to subscribe to the channel, support softball. And if you're going to enjoy this game, please give it a thumbs up so that others know, hey, this is one worth watching. See what this game has in store. This is single elimination Sunday, so any loss along the way here means that your day is done. So both teams are going to be fighting to stay in. Weston already played 1 game earlier against the Jupiter Seahawks and was able to defeat them to move on through the bracket to now take on Gators Jackson 13U. Well, we're going to come right back to you here in just a few. Again, thanks for watching the Florida Softball Network as we go ahead and update the graphics on your screen. To the bottom of the 1st inning we go here on the Florida Softball Network, and leading off for the Gators is Avelo Fitzgerald, number 10. In the circle for Weston is Riley Lyons, and her first pitch of the outing is called strike 1. And that one is going to get ripped into left field. It 2 bounces to the fence. And Avelo is on with a lead-off double. Nice shot there by Avelo Fitzgerald. And the Gators' first batter is already in scoring position. That brings down to bat Cameron Solano, the left fielder. And the first pitch is inside, and the steal is on as the 3rd baseman crashed and shortstop could not outrun Avelo to the bag. So no throw there, and Avelo now 60 feet away from home plate. And Weston on the 2nd batter, already calling a timeout in the meeting in the circle. Coach obviously didn't like the base coverage on that play to make sure that should they be in that situation again, I'm sure she's discussing proper defense, just reminding the girls what to do. So yeah, I can see her pointing over to 3rd base. I'm sure that's the discussion, and she heads back over to the dugout after that quick defensive talk. All right, so Cameron steps back in there. She's on a 1 ball, no strike count here with no outs and a runner on 3rd base. And there's a bunt. And is unable to be fielded. Cameron makes it to first, and the Gators cross their first run to take the lead 1-0.
Now batting number 3, Fati.
Nice bunt there laid down by Cameron. Grabs an RBI and is safe over there at first base. Well, that brings down to bat Fatima Maizri, number 3, the center fielder for the Gators. That pitch misses for a ball. A little low and outside there. And the next pitch is going to get hit high over on foul territory and right by the fence. It bounces off of the fence, so a foul ball there. And Fati stays alive and now enters back into the batter's box in a moment here on a 1-1 count.
Let's go, let's make out.
All right, 2-1 now. Cameron at first base, Spotsy at bat. In the circle, Riley Lyons. Her pitch is going to get hit high towards center field. The center fielder is under it, makes the catch, and they record the first out of the inning. Just got under it a little too much. Nice power, but too high and right to the center fielder. All right, brings up now to bat Kira Sherman. She swings at a high pitch, the throw down to second base. And nice throw there by the catcher, but Cameron able to outrun it, and she is safely at second base on the steal. So an RBI is at second base now. We get a hit into the gap in the outfield. Here momentarily swears to bunt. They're going to steal third base, and Cameron now 60 feet away on the overthrow by the catcher over to third base. But nice backup by the shortstop to prevent the run from scoring. So Gators once again, another run, potential run, 60 feet away. Kira now at bat. And a little chop swing there. And now Kira in the hole here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that gets fouled back to the screen. And the count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cameron Solano standing at third base, looking for an opportunity to steal home or get hit in. Kira Sherman looking to knock her in. The base hit. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Yeah, it's going to sail high to the screen. Here comes Cameron, and she's going to be safe. And the Gators record their second run with just 1 out. All right, good job there reading the pass ball by Cameron and scoring that second run for the Gators. All right, so Kira's going to step back in here. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Even count of 2-2. And it's going to miss outside to bring the count full at 3-2. Full count here for Kira. Riley comes set in the circle, and the pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Kira goes down on strikes, but while at bat, the ball gets passed, so that run does come in. All right, so 2 outs now. And coming up to bat, Addison Held, number 12. And that one's in there for a strike. And she's going to hit that one over towards third base. Third baseman picks it up, throws it across the diamond. And the Explosion able to record the third out there on the ground out to third base. Well, not before the Gators are able to put 2 runs on the board. We conclude the first inning with the Gators up on the Explosion by a running score of 2-0. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. It's the top of the second, and the Gators lead the Weston Explosion by a score of 2-0. First up here for Weston is Riley Lyons, the pitcher. She watches the first pitch sail high and outside to the backstop for ball 1. Next delivery from Avelo. Misses just outside for ball 2. So 2-0 now the count for Riley Lyons, who is guesting for the Weston Explosion. You'll notice that her helmet says 14, but the back of her shirt says 7, so that explains that. And that pitch is going to get fouled off of the screen. Brings the count now to 2-1. All right, so the 2-1 pitch is going to get fouled off to the right side. We'll bring the count even out at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Avelo tries to grab that inside, just misses, bringing the count full now to 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Now batting, number 10, Delaney.
So now coming to bat for the Weston Explosion, number 10, Claire. Delaney Claire steps in to bat. Avelo Fitzgerald set in the circle, and the first pitch of this at bat is going to be a swinging strike 1. It's going to be in there for strike 2. Grabs the outside corner of the plate there. And the count now 0-2. All right, Delaney steps back into the box on the 0-2 count. And that sails high to bring the count to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Delaney Claire at bat. And it's going to miss high and outside for ball 2. 2-2. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's going to get fouled to the right side. And the count remains 2-2. All right, here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a tapper in the infield. Second base tosses to first. Actually, Avelo fields that herself. And tosses it over to Haley. And the Gators record the second out of the top of the second inning. And the first pitch there to the batter is going to be a foul ball for strike 1.
5-7-2.
So number 9, Julia, now at bat here. And that gets fouled back for strike 2. So 0-2 now. The Gators pitcher well ahead in the count. And that one's going to get hit into the gap between the shortstop and second base. And a nice ground single there on 2 outs for Julia.
Now batting, number 30, Tiffany Uncoya.
So now coming to bat for the Weston Explosion, number 30, Untoria. And first pitch delivered for strike 1. That's going to miss high outside to bring the count even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first base, Julia. And Utoria holds back on that one. And the count goes to 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch is going to get hit high in foul territory on the other side of the fence, out of play. And the count goes even to 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is going to get fouled once again, out of play to the right side. And we reset to a 2-2 count once again. And there is strike 3. So Ava Fitzgerald able to take care of all 3 outs herself there at the top of the second with a strikeout, a ground out to the pitcher, and a strikeout for the 3rd out. We move into the middle of the 2nd inning. The score, Weston Explosion 0, Lady Gators Jackson 2 on the Florida Softball Network. And here we go with the first pitch of the bottom of the 2nd. And it's going to be called strike 1. Grabs the low part of the zone. It's going to get fouled back to the screen for an 0-2 count. All right, so no balls, 2 strikes now the count on Haley. She's going to take that one and going to pop it to the second baseman, who gets under it, makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and records the first out of the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Now to bat number 31, Kinsley.
My hands in the stands, my team on my back, my family in my heart, I put my city on the map. See, I'm cool with my school, but I know I can do better. I take the...
That pitch misses just low for the batter, Kinsley Roman. And Kinsley now, 1 ball, no strikes. Kinsley drives that one to right field, but the right fielder able to run under it and grab it to record the 2nd out.
Up to bat number 11, Reese.
So now up to bat, Reese Kennerson. And she's going to pop one high, but out of play And the count goes to 0-1. Next pitch in there, straight down the river to bring the count even at 1-1. Or, I'm sorry, 0-2, right. First pitch fouled away. Second pitch called for strike 2. And there's a nice shot. A great single there, hit by Reese, right over second base. And Reese is on there with the 2-out single. Brings now up to bat number 99, Kennedy Copeland. And Riley's 24th pitch is going to get popped up into right field. The right fielder under it and records the 3rd out. So 3 of the 4 batters goes down. Only able to get Reese on base with a nice ground ball out to center field. And the Weston Explosion able to prevent any further damage as we move into the 3rd inning. So the score right now, Weston Explosion 0, Lady Gators 2 here on the Florida Softball Network. Well, it's the top of the 3rd inning here as Weston Explosion comes back up to bat, down by a score of 2-0. And the first pitch being delivered by Avalo is going to be high and outside for ball 1. Up to bat right now is Petticelli. And she's going to tap one to the infield. Picked up by the second baseman, Kinsley Roman, who tosses to Haley Hirsch at first to record the 1st out of the top of the 3rd inning. So, first batter for the next batter for the Explosion here. Presents for a bunt. It's called strike 1. This is Munoz. And the next pitch to the lefty is a swinging strike 2. I'm sorry, not Munoz, it is Sweet. Just got the updated information there. That's going to miss just outside to go 1-2. So number 2, Sweet up to bat. She's 0 for 1 today. That pitch is going to get hit to the right field. Right fielder picks it up, throws to first, but Sweet able to leg it out. And with 1 out, the Explosion have their first runner on in the 3rd inning. Okay, now up to bat for the Explosion is Ponce, number 12. And Avalo pitches and delivers, and Sweet is on the run, and that pitch is offline, and Sweet successfully gets to second base. Weston Explosion now with a runner in scoring position. And that pitch is fouled to the left side. And the count goes even to 1-1. And this is just outside for 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Sweet standing at second base. Ponce at bat. And there's going to be an infield hit that is not fielded by the shortstop, who falls to her knees. Stops the ball, but not able to garner the out.
Number 28, Lula.
And now runners at the corners with one out for Weston. So the tying run now on the base paths. So I'd expect to see the steal here by Ponce. Let's take a look there at first base.
First and third, 1-5-1.
And with the pitch, she's off. And there is a ball that hits the ground, but allows the run to score. And the field umpire says that the ball was caught cleanly.
He hit the ground. Why do you think she threw also? Double play. That's why she threw. That's how you get a double play.
And so Weston going to argue the call here. The home plate umpire chatting with the field ump. They're going to call the coach back over. I believe the home plate umpire is going to overrule the field umpire. Yeah, I can tell by the body language there. It looks like the team's going to have to come back out. And quite honestly, I do think that that is the fair call. I do believe that ball did hit the ground and skipped into the shortstop's glove. Yep. Okay. All right. So the out at one, but the run does score as Sweet comes in off of third base. And Ponce able to advance over to second base, so the tying run now in scoring position. And the score now, Explosion 1, Gators 2. We update the scoreboard here. Got that done, and the pitch here by Avalo is called strike one.
7-7-7.
And there's an infield hit. Again, an error there by the shortstop. Should have been a clean, easy play to make. And now runners at the corners.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
Bring me across it first. Come on, Ryan, right here.
So with 2 outs, Weston Explosion now have their tying run just 60 feet away. And there's a swinging strike one by the pitcher for Weston Explosion, who's now at bat, Riley Lyons. It looks like there's going to be a change. The catcher coming off. Get geared up. And there's a pinch runner now at first base. All right, so Riley Lyons steps back in on a 0-1 count. And the pitch misses outside to bring the count to aces. 1-1. Next pitch of the outing. It's going to get high into the air to the right fielder, where it was underneath it, and records the third and final out there. Kira Sherman holding down right field. But not before the Weston Explosion are able to bring one across. The score now as we move into the bottom of the third inning is Gators 2, Weston 1 on the Florida Softball Network. All right, so here we go into the bottom of the third inning. It's Gators 2, Weston 1, and leading off for the Gators, number 22, Peyton, the catcher for this game as well. And she's going to lead off with a foul ball to the left side for strike one. The next pitch is going to hit high into right behind second base, and the ball hits the ground. A diving attempt by the shortstop, but unsuccessful, allows Peyton Williamson to reach first base. And the Gators have their leadoff batter on the base paths. Briggs now up to bat, number 16, Luca Hansberger, and there's going to be a switch here of runners. Kennedy Copeland, number 99, going to be in for Peyton Williamson. Like I said, catcher on record, so it's going to allow her a break out of the heat. And now stepping in, as stated before, Luca Hansberger. She's going to present bunt, pull back, and the ball misses high for ball one. Riley Lyons comes set. And her 29th pitch is going to be fouled. And the count's now 1-1.
1, 2, 3. You ready, Julia? Let's go!
And going on the throw is Kent, and she is called out by the field umpire. All right, well, Weston now going to be able to limit damage, gets the leadoff base runner off the base paths as Kennedy Copeland, running for Peyton Williamson, called out at second base on the throw from the catcher. And Lucas steps back in now with a count of 2-1. There's a swinging strike two, brings the count now to 2-2. Well, the old adage, you never want to record your first out or your third out on the base paths. Unfortunately, did not hold true here. And just like that, now, instead of having a runner on first base, they are now down with 2 outs, but on the positive side are able to flip the lineup now as Avelo Fitzgerald comes up to bat.
Right field, heads up!
And watches the first pitch right down the river for strike one. Avelo 1 for 1 today with a leadoff blast into left field. Garnered her a double. Looking to repeat something here, or even better. She takes the first one. It's going to be a dribbler over towards first base. It is not fielded cleanly, and no coverage at first on the bag allows Avelo to reach.
Hey, way to get over! Go on, good try, Debbie.
So now with 2 outs, the Gators now have a runner at first base. Bringing to bat now Cameron Solano, number 6, the left fielder. So the Gators are going to be a little more careful here with the arm from the catcher shown there to record the first out. But they do have speed with Avelo over there first. Next pitch is going to be bunted. A nice, beautiful bunt, and she is safe. Nice bunt there laid down by Cameron, and the Gators now have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Fatima Nasreen coming up to the plate. Catcher going to go talk to her pitcher real quick. As Coach Travis talking to Fati as well. And it looks like we're ready for gameplay once again. All right, 2 outs here. Runners at first and second. Gators up by a score of 2-1 on the explosion, looking to bring a few more runs across. And Fati takes the first one and throws and hits it over to second base, fielded, and explosion able to record the third out. All right, well, we've played 3 innings here in what's a 75-minute game, or 7 innings, and the Gators remain on top by a score of 2-1 with Weston Explosion coming up to bat. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. If you're enjoying today's game, we invite you to subscribe to the Florida Softball Network on YouTube so that you're notified each and every time we are in action, and you can support women's softball. We also ask you, if you're enjoying the game, hey, give it a thumbs up. Let others know, hey, this is a great game. You should be tuning in as well. We appreciate all our FSN fans, and we'll be back to you as we move into the 4th inning. My name's Dave. We'll chat with you here real soon as we clean up the scoreboard. It's the top of the 4th inning with the Gators up by a score of 2-1, and Weston Explosion now coming up to bat. Leading off for the Explosion is number 10, Claire. She takes the first pitch, fouls it out of play to the right side for strike 1. Actually hits off of the extended backstop that makes its way all the way to the dugout on the right side of the field. And the next pitch is a swinging strike 2. So Claire finds herself once again in the hole 0-2, but last time she got a nice solid hit between the center fielder and right fielder on an 0-2 count. Probably going to be looking to do the same. Avalo going to look to try to put her down right here. And the third pitch of the at-bat is a swinging strike 3, and Avalo does just that. All right, number 9, Julia, now comes up to bat for the Explosion. And Avalo with her 56th pitch gets a pop out towards the right side, the right fielder under it. And Luca Hansberger there recording the second out for the Gators. And the first pitch gets fouled for strike 1. At bat now, right now, for the Explosion is number 30, Untoria. In the circle, Avalo Fitzgerald defensively for the Gators. At first base, Haley Hirsch. Second base, Kira Sherman. At short, Kennedy Copeland. And at third base, Kingsley Roman. That pitch misses for a ball, so count now aces at 1-1. Your outfield for the Gators: in left field, Reese Kennerson; in center field, Fatima Masri; and in right field, making that out just a moment ago, Luca Hansberger. And there's a hit that's going to make its way to the second baseman, who guns over to first, and the Gators are able to record the third out. So a real quick half inning as the Gators take care of business. We move into the bottom of the 4th with the Gators up on a score of 2-1 on the Weston Explosion on FSN, your Florida Softball Network. All right, to the bottom of the 4th inning we go, and leading off for the Gators is Kira Sherman. Gators up by a score of 2-1 here. And she takes the first one, is going to pop out to the shortstop on one pitch.
Batting to the right, number 12, Addison.
Oh, the 75-minute game, that definitely benefits the Weston Explosion. A one pitch, one out, exactly what you want when you're behind and you want to flip the inning before the time expires. And the next pitch, on 2 pitches, they record 2 outs. So exactly what Weston Explosion wants to do. Both balls getting hit over towards shortstop, who takes care of it. Now brings to bat number 7, Haley Hirsch. All right, first pitch there to Haley gets fouled off to the right side, and the count goes to 0-1. Well, all 3 batters for the Gators swinging at the very first pitch. Next one's going to get driven deep to center field, but caught on the run. A great play by the center fielder. Well, a solid bomb hit by Haley, but a nice play made by the center fielder on the run. And they record the 3rd out. All right, see you, Brian. And so, exactly what the Weston Explosion wanted, to be able to quickly move into the 5th inning, getting help there with the first 2 outs recorded on 2 pitches. So we're going to move now, like I said, to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back to you as we update the scoreboard. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. Well, it's the top of the 5th inning now. Weston Explosion comes to bat with Petticelli. In the circle, Avalo Fitzgerald. And first pitch comes right down the river for strike 1. Here comes the 60th pitch from Avalo. And it's going to get watched for strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. And this is high outside for 1-2. Swung there, foul, and the count remains 1-2. And there's a swinging strike 3. So Petticelli goes down as the first out here in the 5th inning. Brings up to number 2, Sweet, now up to bat. She's the one that scored the 1 run so far, the only one to cross home plate for the Explosion. The Gators are going to look to try to keep it that way. And the first pitch from Avalo is in there for strike 1. Next one right down there for strike. No, not called strike 2. I guess umpire did not like that one. Going to bring the count now to 1-1. Not sure what was wrong with that one. Look, here we go. Next pitch there, foul tip for strike 2. That brings the count now to 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch is hit towards the infield, over to second base, picked up, gunned over by Kira. And the Gators record the second out of the 5th inning. All right, now coming up to bat, Emmy Ponce, number 12. And we got timeout in the field as Coach Travis is going to come talk to his Gators. Make sure everyone's on the same page. And they break the meeting in the circle. And Emmy Ponce heads back towards the batter's box.
7-7-2.
All right, Avalo so far on 68 pitches here as we move with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning on an 0-0 count. And the first pitch of the at-bat is going to be fielded to the infield, who guns over to first base. And the 3rd out is recorded. All right, Kinsley comes set. The first pitch hits her, and she'll head on over to first base. And on 1 pitch, instead of having an out, the Gators now have a base runner on. It's going to take a moment. That's definitely going to be a stinger. That does look like it might have hit her elbow. Might be a good idea to get an elbow guard to protect that moving forward. And she's in quite a bit of pain there. Oh, got her foot. All right. Looks like it got her hand. Got her hand, which I guess could be even more painful than catching one on that elbow. And and consoling her over there. You can tell she's in a considerable amount of pain. Hopefully she'll be able to shake that off. She's a tough player. And she does, flexing that hand. Got her on that left hand. All right, well, brings down to bat here Reese Kennerson with a runner on first and no outs. And Reese is going to swing at the very first pitch. He's going to pop out. These first pitch swings going to kill the Gators. You got to play some smart softball. Take a pitch. Take a strike. You got 3 of them to work with.
99, Kennedy.
All right, Kennedy Copeland now steps in with 1 out and a runner at first base.
Good job, Emmy.
And almost an obstruction call with the missed swing there and running out in front. That was definitely why there was a throw down to first.
2-3-3.
So now Kennedy steps back in on an 0-1. And she blasts one high into the air. The left fielder moves under it and catches it. And retreating back to first base is Kinsley. And quickly, Weston able to record 2 outs.
Now up to bat, number 22, Peyton.
All right, Peyton Williamson now coming up. Peyton's 1 for 1 today, looking to add on to those stats. And again, a swinging first pitch high into the air and an easy 3rd out. So the Gators definitely helping Weston Explosion. It's the top of the 6th inning here on the Florida Softball Network. The Gators up on Weston Explosion by a score of 2-1 with time running out. This is likely going to be the last inning. Coming up to bat now, number 28, Lola for the Explosion. In the circle, continuing to work, is Avalo Fitzgerald. And the first pitch is going to get hit to the shortstop, who fields it cleanly, guns over to first base, and Haley able to pick up the throw before the base runner able to get to first base. And the Gators record the first out on one pitch. So Weston paying back the favor to the Gators. And a one pitch, one out here in the top of the sixth. Well, now brings up to bat number 7, Dominguez. And that pitch is going to miss low for ball one. Dominguez 0 for 2 today. And the next pitch from Avalo is in there for strike one. 1-1 the count. And that one, she did go. The field umpire states that she did go, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Weston fans not appreciating that call. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that pitch is going to get fouled out of play to first base side. And the count remains 1-2. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's going to go high to bring the count to 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is fouled to the backstop, and we stay at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And there's a strike 3. So, not sure why she was going to first anyway. She was on a 2-2 count. She does get rung up there, watching the third strike, and there's 2 outs. Right. All right, now coming up to bat, the guest player for Weston, Riley Lyons. Also their guest pitcher for this game. Riley's 0 for 2 today. And able to come set, and the pitch is watched for strike 1. The next pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. And Riley finds herself in the hole by a count of 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Gators up on Weston, score of 2-1. Riley kind of shows, definitely not going to bunt on 2 strikes. That would be a bad thing to do. And instead, fouls it off. And the count stays 0-2. Time has now expired, so this is it. Weston down to their final out. Just down by 1 run. Anything can happen here. But a count of 0-2. Deep hole to dig out of. Riley Lyons comes set. And Avalo delivers there for strike 3. It's dropped, but a little toss there to the first baseman. And the Gators take the victory over Weston by a score of 2-1. We want to thank you very much for watching the Florida Softball Network. We're going to be right back to you here on these same fields as the Gators are going to move on to play the Naples Knights in the bracket in the quarterfinal game. So thank you very much for watching here as the Gators knock off Weston Explosion by a score of 2-1. We invite you to subscribe to the Florida Softball Network here on YouTube so that you're able to watch all the softball action. If you enjoyed the game, give it a thumbs up. We're going to be back to you in just a few minutes. Thanks again for tuning in. My name's Dave. You're watching the Florida Softball Network. We'll be back to you from the clay.